Hello, welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell, and this is a swim technique review show where I take someone who has sent me in their swim footage and I review their technique and tell them how to swim faster. This one's a little bit different. This is a personal friend of mine. Her name is Polly, and she lives in the SoCal region. And we actually were good friends before we both joined the team at the same time. We actually didn't know each other was joining the team, and it was just kind of like, "You're on the team?" So it was kind of a nice, pleasant surprise. So Polly came over to where I swim, and I was able to film her. So just remember, if you live in the Los Angeles County area and you'd like to have your stroke filmed by me, just shoot me an email right down here. Shoot me an email and or DM me through Facebook. And oh, excuse me, I trying to do this at 5:30 in the morning. It's a little rough today. So shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, and also if you have any swim questions whatsoever, hit me up in the email. I'm always willing to help people learn how to swim faster. It's kind of what I do here. So I have footage that I took of Polly. By the way, lots of people ask me what footage should I do, how should it look. If you want the best critique, this is how to get the best footage. But if you want swim technique reviews, just use whatever footage that you have. I don't really care. The more footage, the more angles, the better view that I can have to kind of look and pick apart and figure out which items you should be working on right now. So with Polly, what I like, so for typically, oh, I just realized I covered up all of my things. There we go. So for people, I like to do kind of a dry run where I kind of run through a couple clips and give a little bit of a lightning round where I just kind of like pick off what I see, and then I will dive into two or three of the items. Oh man, I should have had a Diet Dr. Pepper to wake up with. Oh, my apologies. So, so we kind of do a lightning round first, and then we get through, kind of the overall picture, and then we'll dive down into maybe two or three specific things that can be worked on pretty easily. So here is a top view right on the pool deck, walking alongside. So first off, good streamline off the wall, not important. Okay, so the number one thing right off the bat is something called catch up. So watch her right arm. It stays out front until her left arm pretty much catches up with it. That right arm should move right before the left arm. Breathing every stroke is okay, but it's not advisable. Flip turn, nice. Bonus points for flip turns. Also not necessary for triathletes, but definite bonus points. Okay, let me just pause right here. Talk about flip turns here. Flip turns are something that scare a lot of triathletes, but realistically, it's a bonus point thing. You can do the average swimmer can do an open turn, a touch turn, go. Can do an open turn just as fast as a flip turn. Flip turns are really faster if you are more advanced, and you can actually get that turn in super quick. So, not necessary, nice thing to know. Okay, let's go the other way. So this is walking back the other way. Decent dolphin kick. Dolphin kick is really good good tool to have in your tool chest. So what I'm also seeing too is that left arm is crossing a little bit. You're doing a little bit of a cross body recovery. Just remember, right arm on the right, left arm on the left. Okay, so now this is underwater swimming towards me. I'm using a GoPro Hero Black Edition. So the right arm when it comes in the water, it comes down and it shoots forward quite a bit. Now I'm underwater and I have fins on, so I'm going to actually following her under the water. So the pull path is not bad. She's keeping the right arm on the right and left arm on the left underwater, but she is using straight arms. That's her son in the iridescent. Okay, so now this is swimming alongside of her while I am kicking with fins. So overall body position is pretty good. Legs are a little bit low. You can see the curve in her back. Just curve that forward just a little bit to help bring those legs up to the top. So I didn't really talk much about the legs because there's not too much to talk about. It's kind of more of the just kind of an average triathlete kick. Lots of wiggling, not really a lot of power coming out of the legs. Um, so just remember the two major schools of thought, which I disagree with both, are 6 beat kick and 2 beat kick. She's kind of doing a 4 beat kick. Let's see here. All right, and let's kind of count it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so she's doing a 6 beat kick. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I shy away from 6 beat kicks personally. We'll get this going on a loop. Loop 1. So we'll have this going on a loop. So if you see the legs, they're kind of they're stall and kick 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 stall, kick 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 stall, kick 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 stall. So what we want to avoid is we want to avoid the stalls. We want to avoid any stoppages in our kick. And this is just a rhythm issue because Polly's rhythm right now has it 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 pause to breathe 1 2 3 4 5 pause to breathe 1 2 3 4 5 pause to breathe. So this is built into the stroke. So this is the way that she breathes. So she breathes to the side and then pauses while that so that left arm is out, that right arm catches up to the the pause happens mid-breath, and that's after the catch-up stroke. So overall, I would say a couple small items. Let's get that out. So the overall major items that I see is number one, the catch-up stroke. What happens is you create too much of a dead spot with your pull. So we want the right arm as that right arm's coming over, that left arm has started to leave the station. We don't want to have both arms at the station at the same time because that's not. Let me see if I can get my mic out here. So we want the left arm pulling, then the right arm pulling, then the left arm pull, then the right arm pull, left and the right. Okay, we don't want left, right, left, right, left, right, because you're creating a dead spot, and dead spots equal less power. What you have to do is because I understand not everyone has a swimming background, and getting this rhythm takes a lot of coordination and a lot of effort. It's like trying to cycle, because in cycling you're supposed to put even pressure on the pedals at all times. It's the same thing with swimming. We don't want to have a dead spot because that creates a muscle imbalance, because your mind unconsciously pulls a little bit harder with one side in order to keep up with some sense of a natural rhythm. So how do you fix this? Okay, you fix this with dry land swimming. Then you move to pulling, then you move to swimming. So let me talk about a little bit about overall how to fix these techniques, because I've seen, and I don't want to go too far into this because this is a completely I could go on for an hour about this topic. But how to fix technique. We're getting into the off season at the time of this filming. It's the end of October. So for most triathletes, we're getting into this off season of sorts. Focus on technique during the off season. You don't have to crunch in a bunch of yards, but you can crunch in a solid technique session every time you go to the pool. What you want to do is you want to have one technique in mind that you want to focus on. You want to do dry land. You want to do hyper-focused drill and pulling, or if it's kicking, drill and kicking. and then swimming. You want to do those three aspects every time you go to the pool during the off season. You want to start building in the muscle memory because that's one of the hardest things with swimming is that you do a technique and then you go back to your swimming and then your newly drilled and worked on technique falls apart. So how do we bypass this? We bypass this by number one, doing the Tai Chi. You got to do the Tai Chi. You got to get on that pool deck and you have to envision what is actually going on when you're inside of the water. So you already are developing that muscle memory by doing it on deck. Then you move to the water and you can either do drills or you can do pull, okay? You can do either or. It depends on what you're comfortable with. It depends on what mechanic you have to sort out. So with regards to Polly and her catch-up stroke, what I would recommend is pull with a rhino snorkel. If you pull with a rhino snorkel, number one, you don't have to worry about breathing. Number two, you can be nice and calm, just keeping your face continuously in the water. Okay, number one, just overall work on being able to swim and keep that face still. Don't let your face rock with your shoulders. Okay, only allow that face to rotate while you breathe. So for Polly's instance with the catch-up stroke, she wants to put that, you want to put the snorkel on, and then you focus on just going right, left, right, left. Just literally pull like that for like 200 yards, 200, 300 yards. Nice and slow. Focus on timing. The thing with timing is that for the most part, if you put yourself in the right position, it doesn't matter how fast you go. You can go very, very slow and always be working on timing. So you just focus on getting that right arm, then the left arm, then the right arm, the left, right, left. Okay? Now realistically, the two spots in the stroke where you can get lots of hesitation is when you finish the pull and start the pull. So I want to watch real quick. Let's see if there's any hesitation on the backside of her stroke. Okay, hands come back and they come up. So the two spots is when they enter the water and when they finish the pull. So left hand. Yep. No, that's pretty good. So her hand pulls all the way to the back. It comes out of the water immediately. Where her dead spot is where she waits with that right hand for too long. Now what would this do if we eliminate this dead spot? She's going to be generating more power she's going to be generating more strokes. Okay, number one, this is going to take a little bit to get used to because you're going to be taking more strokes. It's going to be putting more overall stress on the body. It's going to take a couple weeks in order to not feel like garbage because right now she's in a very comfortable spot with her stroke. And it's just right, left, and then adding in that couple extra strokes, it's just going to you're going to feel more fatigued. So take some time to just simply do this. So then getting back to how to fix this. On dry land, you're going to just do the motion, okay? Now, realistically, your hand can stay out in front a little bit longer because the recovery part of the stroke is faster to accomplish than the pull. So it's okay to stay here. But when this arm gets out of the water, you want to already be into that next pull. That's the timing you want. When your hand gets out of the water, start that next pull. All right? So next, let's talk legs. So legs are okay. They're not a hindrance, but they're not really giving too much. They're not really giving too much power. Now, like I said before, people talk 2-beat kick or 6-beat kick. I like a 4-beat kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 kicks per complete arm cycle, and that translates down to 2 kicks per stroke. I do 2 kicks per stroke, and my legs are completely flat. My legs are completely straight. Polly has a little bit of a knee bend, and it's not too much. But the problem is with even just a little bit of a knee bend, you're not engaging your upper quad. So what that does is it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this motion as opposed to this motion. So in order to fix this, I highly recommend you spend you. And I also worked with her sister-in-law, that lives in the St. George area. Mountain guys. Thank you. And her kick was heavy knee bend, heavy knee bending. I know that she was a cyclist. She's a good cyclist. And I can tell the cyclists because they have very heavy knee bends. Stop it. Stop the knee bends. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything for you. Kick with straight legs. So what you want to start with, and this is what oh no, not chroma key. Nope. Hi, look, that's me in the corner because that's where I hide my camera. I hide a second camera thing. So remember what we want to do: point the legs, straight leg kick. Just, right. I'm doing it right here in a chair. Legs are perfectly straight. Toes are pointed. This is absolute proper kicking technique. Just do this while sitting on the floor. Roll over. Do it while your belly's on the floor. Superman kick style. Really good for your lower back. It's really, really good core exercise for your lower back. Doing kicks while lying on your back really works your core. So this is a good overall core workout. We'll work all those muscles that are associated with swimming. But the biggest thing is learning what it feels like to kick with a straight leg. So you do that first. You get to your pool deck. You sit on a kickboard. You do that. You lay on your kickboard. You do that on the deck. You want to do this on dry land. Next, hop in the pool. Hold the top of the gutter lip. Push, and hold, brace yourself on the wall so you're perfectly flat. Now, if you are in what's called a skimmer type pool, which is where the pool wall extends up over water level about 6 inches, and you kind of got those holes in the wall where the big plastic thing where all the water rolls into. If you got to do that, grab that top deck and push down the same deck on the wall. So you're going to float yourself out, and then you're going to work on kicking. Looks like I got. Sorry about that. And my mute button works. I just got a brand new audio mixer yesterday, so it's good to know my mute button works. So then you're going to want to float yourself on the wall, do straight leg kick for about 20-30 seconds. Just nice and easy. Engage those muscles. Just engage the correct muscles. And then you want to grab a kickboard, kick a 25 with that same thing, and then repeat the process. I can guarantee you, if you roll through that for 15 minutes, just roll through that for 15, 20. I mean, honestly, if you really want to drill home this muscle memory, do it for 30 minutes. Just have this be your whole pool workout for like 30. This is what I would say. If you have an hour block, for a swim practice, okay? Even if you have a 30-minute block, you can do a lot of good within 30 minutes. So if you have a 30-minute block, I would say 15 minutes, do this drill. Sit on the deck, kick for about 30 seconds on each side. You're going to hop in the water. You're going to hold the pool deck. You're going to kick for another 30 seconds. And then you're going to grab a kickboard, and then you're going to kick a 25. Okay? And then repeat this process over and over again. You're working your legs the entire time. It's just the same as if you were in the water using a kickboard, kicking back and forth. But what you're doing now is you are hyper-focusing on this technique on the land and in the pool, and you're using the same technique. That's the number one thing that I try and get swimmers to understand, is that if you want to work on this technique, working on it on dry land is just the same as if you're in the pool. But you're more aware of what your body's doing because you're subjected to normal gravity. You're subjected to normalcy. This makes it so it's easier to get those repetitions and get that muscle memory in correctly. So, what would I do for the catch-up drill? Okay, catch-up drill. What I would do is I would work on the land. I would learn how to swim just like this. This is a timing issue, okay? So you're going to go back, 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 okay? So I would actually stand on land and I would do that. And then I would hop in the water, put on the snorkel, put on the buoy. And then I would push off and just start doing that. I would pull with that for a 50. I wouldn't do it for a 25 because then you got to get out and get in the snorkel. It kind of sucks. You want to do that for a 50. So get a full 50 into the pull and hyper focus on what the rhythm is. Okay? Focus on getting that right arm to pull right after or to pull right after the left arm comes out and over the water. So then you do that for a 50, and then you get out, and then you do dry land swimming again. Just work on that timing, The actual pull path, the actual technique, that's not really important. For this is a rhythm issue, so work on the rhythm. Do the rhythm, hop back in, snorkel, pull buoy, swim another 50. Do that for about 15 minutes straight. And then what you want to do is you want to try doing that with a normal swim. Okay, something that I would highly recommend every swimmer does, breathe every 4 strokes. Okay, so Polly is doing in this clip what I like to call breathing every stroke. Okay, so she takes a side breathe down, breathe down, breathe down. So this is... any breathing pattern that you actually breathe is fine. Let me just put it out there, okay? Because anytime you're taking in air when you're swimming, that's a good thing. But good, better, best. Just overall for your sanity and for your neck muscles, it's a good idea to learn how to breathe every 4 strokes, because what we don't want to do is you don't want to be constantly moving our neck to the side. It's going to cause strain. And even me, a very well-seasoned swimmer with very good breathing technique, I still get crinks in my neck during long workouts. So work on being able to just get your head out to the side and down. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm yawning way too much this morning, and I do profusely apologize. So you want to get your head up, 2, 3, 4, breathe, 2, 3, 4. This will work your lung capacity, really good for overall fitness, and will allow you to kind of just settle in when you're actually out in the open water. This will help you with your open water, because then you can keep your head in the water for a couple strokes. So then because you're already bobbing around with the water and the waves and the swell and the chop and all that crap. You don't want to be throwing in a whole ton more head movement because you're already kind of going all sorts of different places. So if you're able to train and execute breathing every 4 strokes, and then when you're out in the open water, you take that sight stroke every time you take a breath, that's just going to help with the overall comfort level during the swim. Like I said, not a top priority, but just something that Polly and everyone should be doing. Let me think. So with regards to pull pattern, the only thing that I would say is little too much with the straight arm. You see that left arm comes down and over. So down and over. This is what I call the half moon pull. So the reason why we don't, then this will be the last thing I'll talk about. Half moon pull. Here, let's do that again. So this is a really good angle of the half moon pull. So the left arm kind of goes, the right arm pulls pretty straight back, but that left arm is doing a full moon pull. You see this right arm right here? Yeah, well, this is actually good. This is a good angle. So number one, yeah, no, that's okay to start. But here's the one thing I'm talking about. You see the neck alignment? So her left arm is straight. Her right arm is down, but her head is already to the side. Okay? What we want to do is we want to lock that neck with the head and push forward to where you see my shoulder is aligned with my head is perpendicular to my shoulder line. And then as you come over, that head comes back down. Okay? So Polly is, in this instance, doing what I just said not to do. Don't use your neck to rotate. Use the upper body. Okay? So let's talk about how to fix this. Because this is something that will increase your comfort level by a ton. So the way that you do this is, number one, just kind of hold your shoulders still. Just look left, look right, okay? Just get nice and loose with your neck. Then now what you want to do, elbows at side, touch your chin, okay? Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. You see how my neck is not moving, okay? So you want to be able to rotate, and I'm trying to do this in a swivel chair, so it may look weird. Rotate to the right, rotate to the left. You want to get your head in line with your shoulders and be comfortable moving your shoulders without moving your neck. Okay? So next, what you want to do is you want to hold your hand out here, reach forward, rotate your shoulder with it, and rotate your head alongside it as well. So what this is doing is so when you put your hand in the water, you're going to reach and extend up, okay? But you're going to reach and extend forward. What Polly's doing is she is reaching down with the half moon pull. You're here, and then as you go down, that's what dips open the shoulder to allow her to get that breath, and then the right arm comes over. So what we want to do is we want to work on breathing by rotating up, okay? But it's this same motion. This will help you understand how to get your head in the right position with your shoulders when you open up your shoulders so you're recovering here. This is your breath, back down. And as you're here, and to start to reach, take your breath, and then you're back down. So you want to do that on dry, you want to do this on dry land, okay? Now you're going to get in, now you're going to use a pull buoy, okay? So what you're going to do is you are going to breathe every stroke, but what you want to do is you want to try and lock your face in, and as you swim, rotate to the side, kick, and then bring your arm back over. And then focus on here. You're going to be on your side. You're going to take 4 kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to lay open in this position on your side. Be very, very comfortable on your side like this. Okay? Well, if you have the pulley wheelie on, you kind of can't. I mean, you can do little kicks if you want to. Just boop 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 boop. You know, just kind of move your feet 4, or just count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you are hyper focused on this motion, not this motion. All right. Don't let the head lead the body. Let the shoulder lead the body. So hyper focus on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So then what you would want to do also if you do tend to have a lot of problems keeping your legs afloat during drills, like the next step is you're going to take the buoy off, and then you're going to kind of do the same thing, but you're going to take 4 kicks, okay? If you have problems keeping your legs afloat, I recommend using fins. And if you buy fins, I recommend buying short fins. Buy short fins. Don't buy long fins. Long fins work your calves. They don't work your quads. You want short fins. Short fins will work your quads. Don't buy Zoomers. I hate Zoomers. I've hated them forever. They don't work right. Here, let me show you the fins that I use, and I love them. Well, that's embarrassing. I think I just realized I left my fins on the pool deck. Oh well, they're different enough. I'm the only person that has them in my area. Um. Anyway, if you want to know what fins if you want fin recommendations, just shoot me an email. I'll send you links to them. So yeah, the reason why is the short fins, they help your overall stroke mechanics. Long fins, like divers fins, they don't really do much for you. Pretty much anything you buy from Tier or Speedo will be fine. Although they do sell short varieties and long varieties. Long varieties are about 6 to 8 inches on the fin length, the actual flipper length. Short ones are maybe about 2 to 3 inches on the fin length. Yeah, so I recommend shorter fins rather than long fins. Just overall better for your kick mechanics. Does a lot. It really does a lot to kind of help with the overall stuff. And also the big thing is the surface area will help keep your legs afloat a little bit better. Also floaty pants. I don't love fully floaty pants for actual workouts, but when you're hyper focused on this technique stuff, that's really the time to wear floaty pants. Not necessary, but if you got them, no problem using them during this off-season stroke technique, rundown stuffs. Normally, I would say no floaty pants unless it's pure recovery. But for hyper-focused technique sessions, floaty pants should be just fine. So working on the breathing, it's more of a comfort issue. But let's get back to the pull to finish off the pull, and we'll be done with this video. So you can see that the right arm is bent. So that arm is here, elbow is bent, and it's pushing forward. And I know that's my left arm, but bear with me. So then right here, so you see that right arm is straight down. So you see here, so since her right arm is down, her shoulders, her neck is already she's already taking her breath, and her shoulder line is now catching up with her head position. So right here, her head should already be straight down. Her head should already be straight down at this point. But her shoulders coming over and her head's to the side, so then she's going to be moving her head. But you see this straight line is still continuing. Yep. So you see right here, little bit of an elbow bend, but the hand position went from here to here. So then went from there to there, and then there to there, and there to there. So that is a textbook half moon pull. So what you want to do is you want to have your hand out here, bring the elbow out, bring the hand toward the inside. Grab that water and push it backwards. All right? So one way to help get the best way to fix this is, number one, there's a drill that I teach where you you recover, put your thumb on top of the water, get your thumb out of the water, and then you're going to bring your thumb towards your body, and it's really going to feel like this. So you're here, and then you're going to touch your forehead, then you're going to draw a line all the way down your body, all the way down your body. So your hand is literally this far below the water. So if the water surface is here, your hand is here, okay? Your hand is very close to the surface. You're swimming like this. It is really awkward, but this really teaches the elbow bend. If you have very straight arms, this will teach you an elbow bend, because all you got to do is move it there, and you're good, okay? So this is the drill. Your hand will look like this during the drill if you're doing it right. And then literally going from here to here. That's it. That's all you need. So you're going to push down here, push down here, push down here. Okay? So this is bad. This is good. Okay? See that elbow bend right there? Work on engaging your arm muscles when you pull. Because if you do a full moon pull, you're going to feel it a lot more in the shoulders. If you do it here, you're going to feel it a lot more in the forearm and the bicep. You want to grab that water here, okay? You see how my muscles, you see this is not flexed, this is flexed, okay? So you're going to flex a little bit. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you got to be fluid. You got to be fluid." You got to have some tension on that water, or you're pulling a wet noodle. Like for you cyclists out there, it's like trying to push down when your crank is made out of rubber. It's going to bend. It's not going to transfer that power right. You got to have some stiffness in your arms. You don't want to be like, but you gotta grab that water. You gotta have some tension in those arms in order to get that power transfer. If you're swimming over 2 minutes, I guarantee you are not pulling with proper tension in the water. And this is something you gotta play with, because like I said, you can be, if you're stiff and really just, you see how my arms are flexed and everything. This doesn't work. So grabbing that water though is, you see right here, my muscles are all tense. But boom, 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 boom. It's a feel thing. You got to feel it out. You got to play with it. Be willing to mess around with your pull. Floaty pants plus pool buoy, you'll be up on top of the water in any swimming pool, no problems whatsoever. Work on that pull. Work on playing around with that pull. Also, using a rhino snorkel will help you be able to play with this. But what I recommend is doing this drill to get your elbows bent. And then what you want to do is you want to kind of figure out how to get your arms somewhat in a natural 90-degree position by just flexing your bicep and your tricep, okay? So right here, I'm flexing both. My hand is limp, okay? So I'm right about here, all right? Because you don't want to do this. You want to be able to do this. So your hand is nice and smooth, and you're pulling somewhere in that region. Okay? All right. Well, that's about it for the video today. So the tips is, number 1, breathe every 4 strokes. Number 2, avoid the half moon pull by working on bending that elbow. Number 3, avoiding the catch-up drill by keeping that stroke nice and smooth and continuous. And then last but not least, with the kick, try and get that kick a little bit straighter by incorporating some dryland technique drills into it. So that's going to be it for me today. Polly, thank you very much for letting me film you. Remember, if you want to send me your swim footage, my email is right here. Shoot me any questions about swimming. I know we're getting into the off season. Like I say, off season is a wonderful time to work on your technique. You don't got to put in that much yardage to do it, but it takes time. It takes time and continuous mental effort. Remember, our brains are computers. When Polly says, I want to hop in and swim, that's what she does. So whenever I film people, I just film people first, and I don't talk a lot about the stroke, because I want to see what their brain is telling them. It's very important. If ever you send me swim footage, swim normally. Swim how you want to swim. Don't give me some sort of an idealized stroke that you have. I got to see what your brain is telling you when you hop in the water and your brain goes, swim so you don't drown. Because that's what your body's doing. So then we have to reprogram ourselves, and it takes time and it takes repetitions. Muscle memory is huge. Do it on the dry land, hop in the water, do it in the water. Good. So, so that's it for me. Once again, my name is John Farrell, here with Team Zoot. Any questions whatsoever, send me an email. I do in-person swim technique, in-person swim technique training lessons. I just had a wonderful person named Tupac from the mountain region fly in to Southern California. We met at Long Beach and we did a great open water session. Little too cold for Senor Tupac. He was like, gosh, I thought the water was going to be like 70 or 80. I'm like, hey, this isn't Hawaii. So we had a great time. We had a great lesson. If you live in the LA County area, I do swim lessons out of Glendora High School. So if you want to set up a lesson, you're more than welcome to contact me. Shoot me an email. So once again, thank you all so much. Oh, also virtual technique lessons. If you want to shoot me footage from anywhere in the country or the world, honestly, if you want to shoot me that, I'm fluent in Spanish and English. So if you got any Spanish friends that would like some stroke technique lessons, I think I can do it. I haven't tried it yet. Okay. Anyway, enough of me talking. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Keep training, everyone. Glad to see everyone made it through a solid season of competitions. Yep, that's it for me today. So until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.